Welcome back. Yeah, we're still streaming. Well, we're coming back to the stream. Still talking about election night for 2024, the presidential election, and a couple other elections of interest, especially here in the area. Let's take a look here. What we have. Yeah, you can see over by King Street Church, actually over by the courthouse on 2nd Street. They have sheriff's deputies, and there's actually a couple different people there. I don't know if it's a matter of precaution or a matter of an incident potentially that happened, but yeah, that was actually just a little bit ago when I went past. But not exactly a place to park in there, which is walk over and such, but figure we'll let them be. No sense in being in the middle of something we have no business in, right? So back to the election. Currently, yes, 270 to win electoral votes. And currently, from what I'm seeing here on 270towin.com, they're showing the Democrats at 226 and the Republicans currently at 230. So, pretty close race. And a whole varied amount of states here. There's blue, there's red, there's pink, there's light blue, and then there's toss-up states such as Pennsylvania. When I was looking at Pennsylvania earlier, well, it was literally tied. So talk about neck and neck. And then, as far as we have here, oh, actually, I think we can go into this even further. Let's take a look at the Senate seat, which is Doug Mastriano and I believe, let's take a look. We'll just take a minute here while I go in. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's Casey and McCormick. See, he shows what I know. I guess Mastriano is the state senator candidate. Well, bringing it up right now. Anybody wants to drop any comments down below, you're more than welcome. Okay, Pennsylvania House general elections. I'm looking for the one that's closest to us because these are not. I do not recognize these names. Here's the ones I've been seeing in the news a lot. Janelle Stelson and Scott Perry, which Stelson is overwhelmingly at 65% to 35% for Perry. So pretty much looks like Janelle Stelson has that in the bag as of right now. And who else? John Joyce, 74.2%, and Elizabeth Farnham, 25.8%. Elizabeth Farnham is a Democrat, and John Joyce is the Republican candidate. Who else we got here? And no, don't see anything else there of interest. Okay. Let's go back to presidential election. Okay, currently, currently we're showing, just kind of looking here as far as the Okay. That's good. I apologize. It's taking a second here. There we go. Okay. Let's go into the map. And so 2024. Yeah, Pennsylvania is still showing to be a toss-up state. California, of course, is Democrat so far. That's 54 electoral. And there we go. And yes, it was 8 o'clock for Pennsylvania for the polls. I don't know if everybody got a chance to vote. Oh, I do see some conversation going here. I apologize. Let me get into that. Hola, Danny. I see you there. Oh. And of course, I'm not getting the overlay I need. Let's try that. And nope, that didn't help either. Okay, so we got that. Let's bring that up. Ah, there we go. Let's see here. Danny, face blue, smiling face blue. Not sure what that means, Danny. And Roblox official, yo, hey, I've seen you before. How you doing? All right. Yeah, I'm actually trying out a new platform here, so please, I apologize. It is not going as well as I'd hoped. But as far as the election goes, it's getting interesting. I mean, we're basically talking almost a dead heat. So, who are you all voting for? If you mind me saying, or did you vote? Let's at least ask that. Have you voted? If not, unfortunately, it is too late now in Pennsylvania, unless you're somewhere across the country catching this. So what am I doing? I'm hanging out. I'm checking out the stuff, the polls and such, running around. Just curious to see who wins, honestly. So, irregardless of who wins, anybody think there's going to be a lot of change, or you think it's going to be more of the same? There's a question for you. So, yeah, how do you feel about it? You feel like it's going to be more of the same, no matter who gets elected? Because there's times where I kind of feel like that. It doesn't really, I feel like whoever's in power, it's still 10 levels above, It's like there's certain things they address, certain things they don't. And I get that. But let's go back to it. Just pulling up the map here. And currently, still talking 230 for the Republicans and 226 for the Democrats. So still pretty much locked in the heat. So that gets interesting. Sort of. Oh my. So yeah, I was just looking. I mean, Pennsylvania, where we're at, or at least where I'm at, is a swing state. But at this point, right now, it's tied. So that part's interesting, at least to me. There's some states where I expect it to be a certain way, and others I've seen where it's just not. But it's well, like looking up here with the change from 2020 to 2024, and let's see here. Looks like currently Democrats -1, Republicans +2. So not a whole lot either way with that either. What will you do if you were president? What would I do? Wow. I don't know. I know one thing for sure. There'd be a whole lot less waste. And I say that not because of any political party or anything, but there's a lot of junk that gets spent on, and it could be helping out people, We could be helping out people a whole lot more than we do, I think, if we weren't spending money on other things. But you don't know until you get in there, I imagine, I mean, once you get into office, there's probably a whole lot of different things. It doesn't matter what party you're from. There's just stuff that you can't understand, I guess, until you get there. I was watching a program on TV last night, and it was talking all about that. There's these secrets and such, and they pass on from one president to the next. Oh my. So, just looking for election news. Let's see here. Battle for Senate control. Democrats holding a 51-49 partisan advantage in the U.S. heading into the 2024 elections. And Democrats are defending 23 of 34 seats this year. So that's a lot going on. If you was the president, you'd give to the poor. Well, yeah. Well, you'd give the poor people homes. I'm for that to an extent. The problem is how? And I only say that because there's only so much land to go around, right? And if you think about it, places like, we'll say San Francisco, right? There's a lot of people there that are homeless and such. I see them on the news all the time. They're on the streets and stuff. They can barely house the people with apartments. How would they build a whole bunch? I mean, they're building like tiny homes for them and such. And I guess that kind of covers some of it. The tiny homes, it's better than nothing, right? But by the same token, I would say if people are willing to relocate, because I mean, we have places in this country that are vast and there's hardly anything there, right? So you could take and make whole towns and small cities, I would think, easily from people that need a place to live and stuff. And you just get this big plot of land that there's nothing there. Then you could build all this stuff and make a town or a small city or whatever, all with people who need a place to live. Okay. And then you'd have another town, another city. But you'd fill in the empty spots. I think the biggest problem is, at least in this country, is the places that are all filled, what they do is they keep sending more and more people to there, right? And then people are literally getting stacked up on top of each other, and it creates overcrowding. And I think that makes more problems. You know, the more problems you have, the more bent out of shape everybody gets. But if you go to places where there's hardly anybody there and you build whole new places, now you've got the wide open country, and you can make it right. You know, do it right the first time, make nice, decent places, and you could figure it out. I mean, they wouldn't even necessarily be the poor at that point. You know, you could say the poor, but the truth is, if they got a decent place to live and you set them up with a mortgage, you give them a decent place to live, you give them a mortgage, and you encourage places to go, you know, put factories or employment there of some type, warehouses or whatever, you know, basically help the people get the jobs and stuff. At that point, they're working class at that point, and they have a chance to pull themselves out. OFF. Off. Okay, I don't understand that one. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, if people need a chance to be able to, they need a place to live, but they also need a place to be able to earn something to build themselves up. I mean, you hear about so many different people in this country that found their way up through education or hard work or combinations of the both, and you know, ideas. And people need a chance to actually to accomplish that. But if you're dirt broke and you're living out of your car, I mean, not everybody is Jewel. You know, they can't go and come up with a hit album. And I'm sure she lives through some rough times living in a car. But you know, this way you'd be able to give them a helping hand up, and instead of overcrowding places, you know, you'd be building new places. It's an idea. It's an idea. I mean, there's people that get paid much higher pay grade than I make that have answers, but that's my answer. Go to the less populated places and build them up. All right. Let's see if we can get some info here. Haven't looked in a little bit. Feels nice. It is nice out. As far as the idea goes, I don't know. That's my thought on it. Like I said, I'm definitely not a fan of the overcrowding type stuff. I mean, I see these poor people in the tent cities and stuff, and that looks like a miserable life. You know, I'd rather live in one of those little houses. Like, I don't need a ton of room, you know, place to hang your hat and a bed, bathroom, shower, all that stuff. Nice couch would be nice. It doesn't have to be too wild. All right, let's see what we got going on here now. Okay. Well, that can't be right. Okay. Oh, this is talking about electoral votes from 2020. And yeah, from 2020, it was 303 to 235, apparently. And the forecast currently is 226 Democrat, 230 Republican. Currently, is what I'm showing. Gotta find the state view here. Yeah. Looking for Pennsylvania. And I know I asked it earlier, but I saw a bunch of people come in and out, and still curious. Did everybody here vote? So who's winning the vote? Okay. Well, that's Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania president general election. Kamala Harris at 62.3%. Donald J. Trump at 36.9%. That's for Pennsylvania general election vote. Pennsylvania Senate general election. Bob Casey Jr. at 63.5%. Dave McCormick at 36.5%. Wow, Casey's been in office for a long time. Wasn't his father also? I was pretty sure. Yeah, it's one of those generational dynasty things, I believe. What else we got here? The Attorney General. PA Attorney General DePasquale at 60.3%. Dave Sunday at 37.3%. Richard Weiss at 0.9%. Robert Calburn at 0.9%. Justin McGill at 0.3%. So that's Pennsylvania's Attorney General. The U.S. House for PA. We'll try to skip to somebody that's local to us. And at least one I recognize. Yeah, Stelson is at 63.3%. Perry is at 36.7%. John Joyce at 72.4%. Elizabeth Farnham at 27.6%. And I believe that was it as far as ones nearby that I recognized. And of course, the governor next election is in 2026. So 2 years. All right. Just looking here. Currently, they're still showing PA as a toss-up. They're still showing North Carolina as a toss-up. And they're still showing Michigan and Wisconsin as a toss-up and Nevada as a toss-up. All right, and there we go. Just looking to see what else we have here. Okay. That's what I want to look up. Let's look at the polls. Okay, polls nationally. 48.4% Democrat Harris, 47.2% Republican Trump. And that's all national polls. And let's take a look through Georgia, 47.5 Democrat, 48.7 Republican. There's Nevada, 47.6 Democrat, 48.2 Republican. A lot of close races, but then you have Jersey, which is 54.7% Democrat, 38.3% Republican. And there's Pennsylvania, 48.2% Democrat, 48.2% Republican. Can you see my face? You can. The problem is that I'm going to have to make some adjustments on the fly here to do that. We can give it a shot. Like I say, I'm using a newer program here. And let's see here. That did not do it. Still not there. I'm still working on it. And that is not it. There we go. A little dark in here, but yeah, that's me. How we doing? And actually, I got a little bit more orientation selection not available while live. Of course. That's okay. All right. So we are good there. Whatever was going on downtown at the courthouse, apparently the other courthouse, not the main one, but the magistrate. Like I said, there was the sheriff's department was there and vehicle. I saw different people over by the entrances. Looked like something was up, but I'm guessing it was just security to make sure everything goes good. All right, so yeah, Pennsylvania at this point showing up as a tie. Um, yeah, Wisconsin, another virtual tie, 48.8 Democrat, 47.7 Republican. Maine's a bit moreover. Let's see here, 50.3% Democrat, 41.7% Republican. Oh, see here. You look nice. Well, thank you. I try. Let's see here. Texas, 44.4% Democrat, 51.8% Republican. Just looking to see if there's any big changes going on currently. Oregon, 53% Democrat, 41% Republican. And Delaware, 55% Democrat, 36.5% Republican. All right. So, yeah, West Virginia, 61% Republican, 34% Democrat. Let's go to the individual polls in Pennsylvania. Excuse me. Time to take a drink. Here we are. Looking at it that way, see our Emerson College, 48% Harris, 49% Trump. There's actually a lot here. Let's go with the bigger ones. New York Times, Siena College, 48-48, tie. Insider Advantage, 48 Harris, 49% Trump. So virtually a tie. Morning Consult, 48-48, another tie. Here, we'll push this back here. There we go. There you go. Now you get the nice view of the church. Okay. A little bit of variety there for you. Okay. Washington Post, 48% Democrat, 40%, 47% Republican. So another virtual tie. The Times UK, 49% Harris, 46% Trump. Interesting. The Quinnipiac poll, 47% Harris, 49% Trump. Fox News, 49% Harris, 50% Trump. Susquehanna polling, another dead heat, 46-46. CNN, 48-48. CBS, 49-49. Redfield and Wilton, 48-48. North Star, 47-47. It just goes on and on. More and more ties. Oh, see if I can pull that up a little better here so I can read that. If you want to see something very funny, you should watch Fail Fort. Huh. I'm not sure what Fail Fort is. I guess it's one of those like Fail Army type shows and such. Those are funny. I watch those. Also like watching those car dash videos where they show the people out on the road and you always see some crazy person just throw their vehicle into traffic or something. And you're just thinking, wow, I wish that wasn't real. It's just amazing. All right, what else do we got going on here? Bloomberg, 50% Harris, 48% Trump. Trafalgar Group, 43% Harris, 46% Trump. And then there's Atlas Intel, which is 47 Harris, 50% Trump. There's a lot of these, but it basically goes back and forth. All right. And yeah, more dead heat. Interesting. All right. So how many people in here are from the area? From the Chambersburg area? I mean, not everybody necessarily from Chambersburg. Maybe you're from Shippensburg or Greencastle, Waynesboro, somewhere in Franklin County. Or maybe you're more national and you just happen to catch us on the live stream. Just kind of curious there. It's based on a Team Fortress 2 Cat Orange Whistling. Huh. Well, that's interesting, I think. Is it a funny show or is it just interesting or, well, either way. All right. So, yeah, getting back into it, Arizona, 46.6% Democrat, 48.5% Republican. National, I don't think much has changed on the national. Let's double check it. Yeah, 48.4 Democrat, 47.2% Republican. Yeah, there's Georgia, 47.5% Democrat, 48.7 Republican. I know I asked earlier, hey, if anybody had voted, to drop a comment on that. Did you vote? If you're in Pennsylvania, unfortunately, we're past 8 o'clock. It's actually 9:22 right now. So, unfortunately, there's no more voting for that. And I believe the mail-in votes had to be in already. But maybe the military overseas votes would be a little later. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but the end result is you definitely want to get your vote in as soon as possible. No matter what the election is, you want to make sure it counts. It has like a movie of it. Huh, cool. So, yeah. Yeah, currently it looks like pretty much a toss-up between the two. Electoral wise, Trump has a slight advantage over Harris, but I guess we're going to see here. But so far, it's kind of a tie in a lot of places. And then there's overwhelmingly Harris in some and overwhelmingly Republican and others, Trump. So it's kind of back and forth. But yeah, if it was a California election, it would have already been over. But it really depends. Anybody here extremely excited about their candidate, or you're, I don't know how to put it. It's like, are you extremely excited about your candidate, or are you just okay with it? And I'm saying that as far as how do I put it? You know, a lot of people were saying they would have liked to had two other candidates. I'd heard two other, and then there's others that are just fine with what we got. So I was curious. Anybody want to drop a note on that? I'll listen to that. But you know, it was one of those things. Because at the end of the day, it's a very I don't want to say, it's a very interesting race going right now. But both sides, I feel like there was so much, and I guess this is any election. Then you know, with any election, you just there's so much mudslinging and such. By the end, let me tell you, I'm tired of seeing commercials for people for elections. Period. And then afterward, you walk away. At least I feel like it, and I feel like it the last couple elections too. I feel like I walk away going, you know, either candidate. You know, there's so much mudslinging, and then you see the people of their party literally come together on it, and they're like, "Oh, he's a great guy," or "She's a great person." But the truth is, you feel like 5 minutes ago they were just throwing mud at each other, saying how horrible they are. So no matter who wins, it's there's always these hard feelings from one side or the other, or sometimes in the middle. But I mean, the truth is, Republican or Democrat, Democrat or Republican, the country isn't truly 50-50. You have, what is it? I think I saw somewhere it was like 15% of one, 15% of the other, and the rest are all undecided. They're just regular people out in the open. They just want to live their life, and they don't really have a passion for the topics, which I can't blame them. I tell you, if there's points where I literally turn it off, I just don't want to hear any more about it. But you have to go with me personally, because people will say, well, how did you vote? And I think I voted with my wallet, because you have to say, my wallet, my safety, who do I feel like's going to keep this boat afloat and send us going in a good direction? And that's what you have to think about personally. Some people will say, well, that's this side or that's that side. Well, that's your choice. That's my choice. That's your choice. But it's tough. It really is. And you try to tell people about what you know. That's the thing, though. And the ones that do the hardest mudslinging in these commercials, they're not from the other candidate. They might use bits and pieces and stuff, but they're always these offset organizations, super PACs, and they can virtually say whatever they want, you feel like, and they get away with it. They can lie through their teeth about the other candidate. They're not there tomorrow. They got formed 20 minutes before the commercial, and they'll be gone 5 minutes after the election. So, yeah, there's really no punishment for them. They can pretty much, I feel like, say whatever they want. Or they can twist things, and it's kind of tough. So, yeah, me personally, the whole election process is tough. It's, you're trying to figure out who to vote for, and I'll tell you what, I really don't have any respect for anyone that just says, I voted for this party all my life. No matter what they do, I'll vote for them. I don't have any respect for that. And I don't have a respect for someone that just picks out one topic and that's all they vote for, right? And I don't care what that topic is. If you're only voting for one thing and you ignore everything else on the plate, that's pretty messed up too. Now, by the same token, I'm a 100% believer that whoever you pick, you're not going to be 100% invested in everything they do. You just can't be, because they're going to have some stuff you don't like. But you're hoping, that's the thing, you're hoping they have, at least I am. I'm hoping 80-90% of the stuff they do have that I like. That's what I want. Because you always hear people say the lesser of two evils. But yeah, evil, good, whatever. I got to live in the real world as far as who's trying to take care of my family and my interests, my friends. And that's that's what I think you have to look at. But that's me. It's tough, but then there's some people, they walk around, they got the big signs everywhere, and they'll tell you all day long who they vote for, and I'll never vote any way else, and this just been this way for 6 generations, whatever. That's you. Me personally, if one side starts to change to everything I believe in and I get 80-90% out of them, guess what? I'm changing to that side. I'm one of those people that, as far as I'm concerned, if you came out and you said, hey, we're going to add a couple more parties, truly, we're going to do a parliament, how cool would that be? Be one of those deals where they got like 10, 12 parties and they're all working at once. And, that way you can, everybody has more of a perspective. Because as far as I'm concerned, everybody'd get, represented. I guess the only bad part is there'd probably be some, and that's the thing. I'm not 100% knowledgeable in Parliament and all that, but you feel like there'd be more representation. But I guess every once in a while there's some crazies that get into the mix. But, that's with anything. So, yeah, that's that. All right. Let's give this a look back, and see where we're at with the polls. And of course, it's taking its time. But yeah, I went down to vote earlier today. I wanted to make sure. Unfortunately, the place that I go to vote is based off of my old place, not the new place. So I got to travel like 12 minutes. It's not a big deal. I don't mind traveling. It's just that it's out of the way compared to where I live. I got to update that, but it's the same town and stuff. It's just a different address. All right. Let's see here. The polls are taking their sweet time. So, when you went to vote, was it busy? Because when I went, there was hardly anybody there, but we're talking about 1:30 in the daytime. So, that's the best time to go, because I know other years I've gone in the morning, it was really busy. I know other years I've gone into the evening and it was really busy. So, you want a good time to go next time, go after lunch. All right, nationals. Yeah, we're still looking at what looks like. Let's see, let's go grab Pennsylvania. Yeah, still tied. Pennsylvania's still tied. National wise, it's almost a tie. It's only off by a little over 1%, 1.2%. So not that much of a difference. Let's see here. Yeah, a whole bunch of states that are virtually tied and then going other directions. So I gotta wonder, anybody here have any predictions? Who do you think is gonna win? You think it's gonna be Trump? You think it's gonna be Harris? And no matter who wins, do you see any major changes coming? And don't give me the conspiracy theories of one's going to do this or one's going to do that. I don't believe that stuff at all. I really don't. People go around saying, "Oh, they're going to do all these horrible things." I don't think so. I think the truth is, no matter who's in office, like at least 50% of it was going to run anyways. You know, I think there's some other changes here and there that people may or may not like, but for the most part, it's going to run no matter what. But do you think there's going to be some major changes? And as far as I'm concerned, no matter who gets in office, I don't see anything major changing. I see slight changes here and there. Hopefully for the better. I would love to see the economy come up. You know, for certain people, the economy's been fine forever. For the rest of us, not so good. So I would like to see the cost of some stuff come down, but I think everything I've heard from whoever, I don't think it's going to cut the mustard. I think they're going to have to find some new ways to do this. All right. Let's take one more look at what we have here. Then we're going to call it a night and might come back to this tomorrow. Should have an answer by then. Yep, Nationals. Still a tie-ish situation. Pennsylvania. Let's go take a look at it. If I can find it. There it is. Yep, Pennsylvania still tied. So, there you have it. It's a, I guess we'll see situation. But I'm hoping everybody here voted, because without getting your 2 cents in, like I said, I don't want to hear the complaints. I really don't. So, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Check us out for more videos. We're doing the news 5 days a week. We try to get out and about, live stream, just like right now we're doing. I'm staying stationary. I'm trying to make sure we have a nice clean stream for everybody. So, anybody have any comments you want to put in before we let it go for tonight? Yay this person, yay that person. Anything? All right. Well, I'm Frank. I'm glad you joined me. I hope, whoa, I did subscribe because of your vids. Well, I appreciate that. Love having the subscribers. This is kind of like a passion project for me. Something, I want to grow. So I want to make more videos and do more and more. So makes me feel good to have people on board. So thank you for joining the channel. I hope you like what we put out there, but if you don't like it, I hope you're not afraid to let me know. Tell me, hey, stop hanging out at this place or whatever, it's boring. That's cool. I mean, you gotta let me know, because sometimes I don't realize it. Sometimes I think, stopping for the same Slurpee, best thing in the world, but maybe nobody wants to see that. But no, I haven't shown that video. But wouldn't that be weird if I just showed a video of me just getting a Slurpee all the time? After a while, people would just stop watching. So, yeah, you don't like something, let me know. But if I'm missing something, let me know. I keep telling people, if you see some news happening, drop a comment. Let me know what's up. I'll catch it in my notifications. If it's something immediate, maybe I could go check up on it. If it's something further off, maybe I can just report on it. But, let me know. If you see something, say something. I know what they say. So that is awesome. I'm glad to see you with me. I hope you have a great evening. I hope whoever you voted for or want to vote for, if you're not old enough yet, I hope they win. If not, maybe next time. But like I said, no matter who wins, I hope things get better, because we can all use better, right? So yeah, hopefully things get better. And like I said, right now it looks to be a virtual tie, but we'll see some more coming up soon. All right, have a great evening. We'll catch you later. Have a good one.